Hi, I'm James, the box office artist, and welcome to Ask the Artist, number 1, the first episode of Ask the Artist. A lot of you have left messages in my videos, and some of you have messaged me asking me like specific art questions. And of course, I'd love to help every single one of you. So I was going to message you directly, but then I thought, you know what? I think a lot of people can benefit from the type of questions you are asking me, and a lot of people have the same type of questions. So I thought it'd be actually better if I talk to you guys directly to answer the questions you have. So this will be my question and answer show. So whatever questions you would like to ask me, you can message me on my social media outlets. Also, you can send me a message through YouTube or through my Facebook page, or even comment below, and I'll do my best to answer every question that is there, most likely during these segments. So hopefully every weekend I will have a question and answer video up to answer all your questions. Now today, I have a question that was sent to me by a man named Phil Custom. And actually, Phil Custom is actually a very talented person as well. On his Facebook page, which I will link below, he actually does custom controllers. And he does some really cool stuff. So if you like custom controllers, or you want your controllers customized, please check him out below. And no, I'm not being sponsored or anything. I think he just does some cool work. But he did ask a question. So I'm going to read that question to you right now. He says, "Hi James, I love your YouTube videos and work. I've commented on a couple in the past. My 12-year-old daughter is determined to be a concept artist. Do you have any hints or tips on what sort of skills she should be concentrating on, such as basic art skills, pencil, pen, etc.? Or should she be spending more time learning to draw with Photoshop or whatever software you guys use?" Okay, so that's actually a question I get a lot from a lot of young people, right? And especially to his daughter, and he must be back, and his daughter's name is Georgia. Hi, Georgia. Hi. And thank you so much for watching my videos. So, 12 years old, and you already know what you want to be when you get older, and that's fantastic. When I was 12 years old, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to be. I was bounced around from everything, firefighter, policeman, anything with a costume I wanted to be, really. I didn't really choose art until my last year of high school. That's when I decided to use art as a career going forward. That's when I went to my mom and say, "Hey mom, I'm not gonna be a doctor anymore. I'm gonna be an artist." Okay? How did that go? You know what? I'll tell you about that in a separate video, or else this video will be really long. But it's fantastic that you have a direction that you want to go. Okay? So here's the thing with concept art. I have done a fair bit. I've done some concept art for comic books. I've done concept art for movies, and I've done concept art as well for Ubisoft. And I will post some concept art. Maybe right now I will show you some of my concept art I've done that I'm allowed to show you, because a lot of this stuff you're not allowed to show without permission. But this stuff I could show you. Here's the whole thing with concept art. Because when it comes down to it, what is concept art? At the end of the day, concept art is getting your ideas on paper so that you will be able to share those ideas with somebody else. Whether that somebody else be a film studio, or a director, or a video game company, right? Concept artists, they're able to create ideas, right? Or take someone else's ideas and get those ideas down on paper. So when you put it that way, it's really not, of course, concept art should look great. It should look pretty. But at the end game, the whole point behind concept art is getting across ideas. Whole point to being a concept artist is to have a whole bunch of ideas that you need, or that you're able to create by yourself. Okay? Coming up with original ideas, cool ideas, commercial ideas, right? That will help make products or characters that would sell to the common person, that would be appealing to the common person. That's what concept art is. Okay? Knowing that, and you want to get into this type of profession because admittedly it is so cool, right? And now at Ubisoft, I wasn't a concept artist there. I was a storyboard artist. I did do some concept art. I was mostly a storyboard artist, but a lot of the concept artists there, they were fantastic, amazing artists all around. So it's a cool job to be a concept artist. The question is, how do you get there? And it's luckily you're 12 years old. You have a lot of time to figure this out, a lot of time to learn. Okay? Because also the point is, 10 years from now, the industry could change a little bit from then. Okay, so here's my tips for you, and this is my tips for anyone who wants to be a concept artist, who has time to become a concept artist, or whatever you could take from this. Okay, so number one thing you need to do is to draw. Okay, and it's pretty simple, and I'm sure you're doing that already, or else you wouldn't even be asking me this question. But always have a sketchbook on hand, right? Your sketchbook and pen or pencil, whatever many you want to use, that should be like your knife and fork. You should be, everywhere you're going, you should be drawing. What should you draw? Draw whatever you like, right? You should draw whatever you like. Draw ideas, original ideas. And not only that, draw the world. Everything you see around you, try to draw it. Whether that be your family, whether that be you go outside, you draw nature, draw animals, draw everything. At this point, you should be drawing everything. Don't limit yourself to just creating certain things. Draw everything. Explore every avenue when it comes to drawing, right? And that's one great thing about drawing. It's cheap, right? All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil and just draw, 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 draw. The more you draw, the more you'll get better, right? Yes, it's nice to have somebody teach you. But, sometimes we need to use these guys, the eyes. Look out into the world and then try to interpret that world through your pencil onto that paper. And you'll be surprised on everything you come up with. And I'm sure you know that already. I know you've been doing that already. So keep at it. Keep drawing. But at the same time, don't limit yourself to drawing. Okay? Because, of course, being a concept artist, of course, you need strong drawing skills. Okay? You need strong drawing skills. That's very important. But you also need color theory. Okay? And that's important as well. Okay, you need to know your colors. That's the thing. So I would suggest to you also take up painting. Painting is a lot of fun, whether it be traditional painting or painting on a computer. Painting is, learning how these colors work together harmoniously, how they can affect mood, how they can affect people, right? Because they could do that, right? When you see a certain color, you have a certain feeling sometimes behind it. Like, for example, you see red, you see a really strong, bright red, you feel happy? No, not really. You feel angry, right? Colors can do that. They can control emotion. So I suggest, learn color theory. Now, admittedly, I'm not the best one to teach you color theory because even now, my current job is being a matte painter, so I should know colors. But really, I was never trained that well in color theory. Okay, I was trained more in drawing structure as opposed to color theory. So at the end, I'll tell you about specific channels, YouTube channels I think you should watch that tell you more about color theory than I ever could. Okay? Now, learn how to paint. Now, here's a couple of hobbies you should take up if you want to be a concept artist. Now, these are optional, but they would help you immensely. Number one, photography, right? Start taking pictures. Start learning how to frame pictures, right? How to compose pictures. Later down the line, if you start getting a little bit more money, or maybe your parents will help you invest in some lenses. Learn about lenses. Learn how you see the world through these different lenses, because that would help you immensely in how you put together these pieces of artwork. Like, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take up filmmaking, right? Make your own movies. Learn how to compose shots. Like, especially in my field right now, I work in film. Like, we get plates, right, of people on green screens. It's important for me to know how exactly the director shot it, what angle, where the camera, what kind of camera they use, the position, all that, because it helps me when I paint the background to those specific shots. Okay, and that will help you as well when you're making all these different concepts. So if you can, because a lot of these things are expensive to do, that's a suggestion for later on. Try to get into filmmaking. That would be great too. And the nice thing about these things is it doesn't limit yourself to being just a concept artist down the line. Because you could turn into, from a concept artist, you could turn into a matte painter, to a visual effects supervisor, or even your own filmmaker, or whatever you would like to be. The whole point is you keep the doors open to all of these things, okay? But most importantly, it will help you with your concept art, okay? Now, in terms of software, of course, right now, Photoshop is the industry standard when it comes to painting, of course. So, of course, right now, you would benefit yourself by learning Photoshop. Now, if it does change, here's the things with these type of softwares. Usually, when the software changes, just say when it goes from Photoshop to a different software, usually the principles are the same. So, it's all a matter of just learning different buttons, right? So, of course, it wouldn't hurt at all for you to start learning Photoshop now. Okay, you learn how to use a pen tablet. Okay, Cintiqs are expensive. You don't really need one at this point. Get yourself like a really cheap pen tablet. Get used to drawing on the computer because eventually, like me personally, I'm a traditionalist. I love drawing on paper, but eventually everything will be drawn. Well, it is already. A lot of concepts will be through computer. So learn Photoshop. Take some tutorials, right? But not only that, try to look into doing some 3D as well, because that will open up a whole avenue as well. You go to these companies, you also know how to do 3D as well as using Photoshop. That will open up a whole lot of doors. A few channels you should be watching. And a lot of these guys have a lot of good tutorials about painting in Photoshop. That's one thing I will not have on my channel is painting in Photoshop. But you should watch these channels. A lot of them will help you out. One is Sycra. Another is QBrush. This guy's amazing. QBrush. You gotta watch him. One, Zai Tapera, I believe his name is. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but he's amazing as well. And most importantly, Feng Zhu. His YouTube channel is FZD. Sorry, I'm Canadian. FZD School. FZD School. For all of these, I will have a link. Maybe I'll put them on the screen here. I have links to these channels here. Check these guys out. Most especially Feng Zhu. Like, he is one of my concept heroes, idols. And he actually has a school. I believe it's in New Zealand. I could be wrong. It could be in New Zealand. It costs a lot of money to go there. But this guy has been around. He's worked on Star Wars. He's worked on every major motion picture there is out there. And the guy's amazing. Check out his tutorials. They are insane. Check those out, as well as those other channels that I talk about, And I wish you good luck. And, keep drawing, have fun in what you're doing, and everything will turn out okay. And thank you for giving me the very first question to ask an artist. And for all of you, if you have questions about art or anything in general, I'll be happy to answer them. Please, again, leave me a question down below or on any of my videos, or send me messages, and I'd love to listen to them and answer them for you when the time is right. Because when it comes right down to it, it's drawing, right? It's not work. It's so much fun to draw. It's so much fun to be creative and have these ideas and get them down on paper. I love sharing my artwork with you, and I'd love for you to also share your artwork with me. It'll be so much fun. Let's help each other out. So let's be creative. Let's be inspired, and most importantly, keep drawing.